Indonesia's mobile revenue is projected to reach 12.1 billion US dollars by 2030 as 5G adoption offsets declining voice and messaging. To explain what this means for the industry, we have Pradeepi Kantipudi of Global Data. So, Pradeepi, data use is climbing to 30 gigabytes a month, but does real revenue growth depend on monetizing 5G, not just volume?
Thank you, sis. That's a good question, actually. I believe increasing data usage is definitely a positive sign, but by itself, it's not enough to drive long term revenue growth. Consumers in Indonesia are using more data because they are streaming videos, gaming, shopping online, using social media, and increasingly adopting AI powered applications. That's why we expect average monthly data usage to increase from around 20 GB in 2025 to more than 30 GB by 2030. But at the same time, the market is becoming more competitive. Customers expect larger data alliances and better network quality without paying significantly more. So operators can't rely on data volume alone to grow their revenues. That's why 5G monetization becomes important. Operators needs to give customers a reason to upgrade by offering services that deliver more value. For example, they can bundle 5G plans with cloud gaming, premium video streaming, immersive entertainment, or AI powered digital services. Telecomcell has been expanding its 5G footprint while strengthening its digital ecosystem through services like Telecomcell One, which combines mobile connectivity, home broadband, and entertainment. Beyond consumers, operators can also monetize 5G through fixed wireless access for homes and businesses, as well as enterprise IoT solutions such as smart manufacturing, connected logistics, and remote asset monitoring.
So, for pricing, how do you price 5G when customers want more data but resist higher tariffs?
Another interesting question. So rather than simply increasing prices, operators needs to show customers why 5G offers better value. In a competitive market like Indonesia, customers are very price sensitive. So operators needs to focus on demonstrating value rather than charging a premium just because it's 5G. One way to do this is by introducing different service tiers. Instead of only offering larger data bundles, operators can provide faster speeds, better network performance, and premium digital services. For example, 5G plans can be bundled with cloud gaming, music, and video streaming subscriptions or exclusive entertainment content. Operators can also expand fixed wireless access where 5G is used to deliver high speed broadband to home and small businesses without fiber, creating an entirely new revenue stream. At the same time, operators should look beyond the consumer market. Enterprise customers are increasingly looking for IoT connectivity, device management, cyber security, and analytics. Operators such as Indosat, Orido Hutchison are expanding enterprise digital services along their 5G rollout, while Telecomcell Enterprise continues to strengthen its IoT and business connectivity offerings. So the key isn't asking customers to pay more for 5G, it's about giving them more value through better experience, innovative services, and solutions that solve real problems.
But can data revenue offset falling voice and messaging income by 2030, or is a gap coming?
Another good question. I think the mobile industry has already entered a new phase. 10 years ago, operators relied heavily on voice calls and SMS, but today consumers communicate mainly through internet based applications like WhatsApp, Telegram, and social media platforms. So, decline in traditional voice and messaging revenue is expected to continue. At the same time, the mobile data consumer consumption continues to rise as people stream more content, use digital payment services, work remotely, and spend more time on social media and online entertainment. This growing demand for data will remain the biggest contributor to mobile service revenue in Indonesia. However, to fully compensate for the decline in traditional services, operators need to diversify their revenue streams. For example, Telecomcell continues to invest in its digital ecosystem and 5G services, while Indosat Orido is expanding AI enabled network capabilities, enterprise solutions, and IoT services. Operators also have opportunities to grow through fixed wireless access, premium digital bundles, and manage IoT platform for business. So I don't see a significant revenue gap if operator continues to innovate. The future isn't just about selling more mobile data. It's about combining connectivity with digital services, 5G, and enterprise solutions that create additional value. Growing mobile data usage creates the opportunity, but long term revenue growth will depend on how effectively operators monetize 5G through these premium consumer services, fixed wireless access, and enterprise IoT solutions.
Those are very good points. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, Pradeepthi.
Thank you.
Once again, that was Pradeepthi Kantipudi, telecom analyst at Global Data. For more news, visit asiantelecom.com.